Welcome to Heart with Dr. Tartt. I'm a psychologist here to talk about relationships, talk about marriage, talk about family, talk about mental health. And today I'm talking about men. You know, so much talk about ladies and I'm with it, but you know, it's time that we talk about what makes men happy, right? You know, all this hoopla for Mother's Day. And now Father's Day is upon us. I haven't seen too many commercials. I haven't seen, I had my wife make a reservation. I was like, we don't get a reservation. They said, we have a lot of availability, right? Right. And so I decided to bring in not only two men who I admire, but two friends and two men who are doing it all. So joining us today to talk about what makes men happy across the board, I'm joined by my good brother, Jack A. Daniels. We go back. Jack A. Daniels does everything. He does everything. We started out on the Finding a Wife. That was your tour.
That was it, man.
Finding a Wife tour. All three of us, and we all got married, right?
Same time.
Right. The other people keep doing the book. They don't get married. I was like, no, you do the single dating relationship advice to marry, not keep doing it.
Yeah.
But I understand that does drive sales when you get married. But anyway, but also, this is a brother that's strong in his faith when it comes to Christ. Married with 3 twin daughters. Triplets. I'm sorry, that doesn't make sense. Three triplets, brother.
Man. Yeah.
3 triplets. You're also the mastermind when it comes to helping people earn a gazillion dollars speaking. Jack, you're always telling me, raise your fee. I said, I thought I was getting paid. You like, man, double that. So you and your wife combine when it comes to speak for pay, and you one of the smoothest brothers out there when it comes to just naturally doing all things media, doing all things when it comes to speaking. And then also, you hook ladies up with dates.
I do.
All right, you want to tell them a little bit about that?
First of all, that was like, I need to carry around this dude in my pocket. I like that. So yeah, I got a dating agency called Goodman. And we're trying to have the largest database of good men that are looking for quality women in the country. And we on the path, we on the road, because there's a lot of good dudes out there, but there's a lot of women that say, I can't find all the good men. I run into them all the time. I just start collecting them. So as I collect them, I pass them out like hotcakes. So it's a wonderful organization or agency.
Well, what's the website? I know you're already Googling.
Okay, that's right. Goodman.tv. Go to Goodman.tv. We are relaunching in a new fashion because we're doing some things a little bit different. COVID had us COVID had everybody doing things differently. So we're relaunching late summer. So Goodman.tv, get on the waiting list. Full right now. It's full right now. So y'all make sure you get on the waiting list as soon as possible.
All right, what's the age range? Can I put Raquel in that? And she's 16.
No, you cannot.
All right, she told me. She got mad at me that I tried to arrange a date for her.
What's cool is we're really striving for the grown folks.
Okay.
So 35 plus.
Okay, so no 16.
No,
I was
it's
just
not
checking.
happening.
All right,
35 plus, because what we found are those are the ones that are really serious about the relationships that they're in. They're the ones that are like, you know what? I don't have time for these games. I don't have time for swiping. I don't have time to continuously date frivolously anymore. I'm looking to really, really lock it down.
I got it. Yeah, we get serious. All right. So not to take up all Eric's shine, you know what I'm saying? My next buddy, Eric Bates, man, we met at Word of Faith, all right, in ministry class, right? And when you start thinking about ministers, you don't think of a brother like Eric. It's the new age brother, right? This brother can preach. This brother puts us to shame. We had our fitness challenge. Eric does fitness. Eric does fitness. He's in the gym all the time. Yeah, go ahead and show the guns, bro. Right? All the time. All the time. Does fitness, right? Pull up. You still have your charger?
Huh? I had to trade in. I had an extra kid. I ain't got space.
All right, so you had to get him the tough car. Pulling up the ministry to the charge. I was like, this is my kind of dude right here, right?
Yeah.
But he's also a husband. All right. Father of 2. All right, a son and a daughter. All right, artist. This brother can MC. This brother can preach. All right, this brother is artistic. I have none of that ability. Of videography, when it comes to cinematography, when it comes to photography, this brother does it all. Right, and he's also into church planting. Whenever that day comes,
Yes,
his brother
sir.
wants to plant a church in modern day times, man. So I wanted to bring on, two brothers. So y'all give it up for Eric Bates.
My man.
Yeah, love, man. And every time we talk, it's not often because you know how men are.
Yeah.
I mean, I laugh in talking to each one of y'all. All right, so let me just start off with something that's low key. All right, what are y'all listening to in the ride right now? I just want to kind of. What are y'all listening to? On the way over here, I was listening to Drake because my daughter told me to, and it was different. Let me just put it that way.
I'm technically so I'm obsessive when it comes to songs, music, like anything. I just go like all in. I've been on repeat. It's this Lecrae song called Sunday Morning.
Okay.
And it's like this line is like, it's just a chance to wake up. It's another day for me to actually wake up. Every chance every chance I get to wake up is another chance for me to actually wake up. That's the line that got me.
Okay.
I like that. That's
Okay.
a
A
dope
chance for me
line.
to actually wake up.
Okay.
So it's been on repeat.
Lecrae.
Literally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Lecrae.
What about you, Eric?
Sure. Well, on the way here, it's a combination thing that I kind of play back and forth. It's J.J. Harrison and James Fortune at 5.
Okay.
So those two CDs that kind of keep my spirits high, and it's just a place of praise. So that's kind of where I've been mentally.
I see the shade. The fact that I was listening to Drake, right? I wanted
He
to
over there thugging,
bond
y'all. He
with
over
my
there
daughter.
thugging.
I think I'm in the middle.
I wanted to.
I'm in the middle.
In the middle, meaning what?
So
He
he went full
I'm
gospel.
all gospel. He got
Lecrae's like
Right.
like mid to
Right.
like he got 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
And I went full debauchery.
You went full.
Right. All right. I just wanted to hear what all the memes were talking about, right? But I don't listen. I don't listen to that much hip. Okay, that's not
He
true.
about to say
I
hip.
do listen to some hip hop.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
All right,
I
some
like
of
Rick
it's
Ross
really
when
bad. Right, but only when I'm on the Peloton. I try to listen
That's
to
me,
gospel.
though. That's me.
And I was like, you don't speed this over. It's only so then the Lecrae, Ty Tribute, and then James Fortune come on. I'm like, come on, a little faster, brother.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
Mississippi Mass Choir not gonna get it if I'm on the Peloton.
When I'm in the gym, I definitely hit my Rick Ross on Spotify because I just got to be locked in a different type of way.
Okay.
If I'm in the gym and a worship song start, and that happened once before, a worship song came on while I was in the gym, and I had to leave. I was just like, I'm not even motivated to do nothing.
Yeah, no shade, Jesus.
I
All
love
right,
you.
but
yeah.
yeah.
We some of y'all artists need to pick up the pace.
Yeah, right.
That's
right,
all we think.
Right, different things. But I also try to start my day off, positively, right?
Okay.
Because that's stuff. I go around. You ever listen to a song, you singing it during the day? Like, I don't even believe this. I don't believe in riding around and getting.
I'm gonna tell you something funny.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you something funny.
know.
I was riding one day, and I was listening to the song. And I'm like, why am I singing this song? I'm like, top of my lungs. And the woman pulled up next to me at the stoplight. And I was singing this song at the top of my lungs.
Going ham.
And I'm like, I was like, it was the Aretha Franklin song. I'm everyone. I'm like, what?
Stop it. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you lost your man
I was
card.
going all in, man. I'm like, why am I singing this?
No,
But
there would have been definitely some questions.
It was the melody, and I'm like, what? This is not a song for men to be singing.
Oh man,
Hey, he probably modulate too.
I thought he was gonna talk about my neck and my back. I was about to just say it's over. It's
I'm like,
over.
I lost all.
If you sing that.
I lost all man points.
Oh
Like,
man,
all
but
of them.
but it's all good. All right, so Father's Day's coming up, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
first of all, congratulations to both of y'all, right?
Thank you.
Because I didn't say the
Same to
age.
you,
I
too.
didn't. I thank you. I appreciate it. This is why I'm a little dressed up because I didn't want to change after this. We're going to dinner.
Oh, good
After
stuff.
this, I got to pick the restaurant.
Okay.
Right? I'm very happy about that. Very
Okay.
happy to get to eat what I want to eat. I am a char grilled oyster fan.
Troy Girl
Yeah.
Oyster.
Oh my goodness. So I am excited about
I
that.
can't mess with that.
You can't mess with that? Eric, you're not living. No.
That's oyster. So char grilled oyster.
I don't have to put y'all on. I don't have to put y'all on. And so y'all's reaction is like the family.
Okay.
So
Char-
including my parents, right? They're like, man, I get to pick where I want to go.
There you go. It's,
Right.
it's your day.
It's
your
my day.
day. It's
All
your
right.
day.
And so every year it's like, we can go eat
Here we
oysters.
go.
Right. So anyway, what do y'all want for Father's Day? Because it's a question.
Yeah.
Do you want anything for Father's Day?
She asked me that this morning, and I said, I'm not a gift person.
Okay.
I'm more of just I'm an experienced person. I also have 3 2-year-olds. So it's really challenging for me to actually do anything. Going to a restaurant, I would love to go to a restaurant. The last time we went to a restaurant,
WrestleMania.
they tore it up.
WrestleMania.
They dumped the food on her. I mean, the waitresses were looking at us like, "Are y'all okay?"
Right.
Like, everybody's looking like we were those parents.
Yeah, I get it.
So
they give you the bill halfway through the meal.
yeah, like,
I ain't even get the food yet.
yeah. So I don't really want to go to a restaurant. So I think we just gonna go play somewhere. I think it's just gonna be like a play day because I'm cool when we playing until I'm not. Until it turns into something bad. But yeah, I want a play date and some time off to myself to just watch something I want to watch and poot in the couch and nobody's mad at me.
Hey, every man understands.
That's it.
Be left alone. What about you, Eric?
As far as like wants, like I'm sure every guy's the same way. We don't really be wanting them, but if there was anything that I've been looking at a whole lot lately, is colognes and a Blackstone grill. Those are 2 things.
Okay.
Because I love to cook. Well, I'm into cologne, so I've been collecting nice little.
I saw it on your Instagram.
And but also I love to cook, so this Blackstone grill is something that I would like. But then of course, if I don't get any of those things, the time with the family cool, because I'm getting love every day at the house.
That sounds good. You won't be slightly disappointed that you didn't put that out there?
Nah.
All right, I'm gonna text her anyway.
Be like,
Before this episode come out, I do
grill?
know what he wants. Right, I do know what he wants.
But that love is enough though. Like it legit is. My daughter, she calls me babe all the time because she hear my take call me babe.
Hilarious.
So she rarely calls me daddy. It's always babe, and she just be loving on me like crazy. So that's enough. Just knowing. So 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, at 3 and
he is about to be 1 in July.
Okay.
So okay.
Yeah.
So y'all ain't going to no restaurants either.
Yeah, we be chilling.
We be chilling.
Unless y'all don't see it.
I mean, do y'all miss, I mean, I can say it because I'm a dad, right? I have 3 children myself. Do y'all miss time just with your wife?
Man, I sometimes I do.
I won't get y'all in full trouble right now.
Nah, I do miss that time with her. But I think I don't know. It's like when you go through different phases of life, you understand that certain things happen when they happen, and when things shift, that you really just have to make that adjustment to where you are now. It's like I miss times living back in Texas, but I'm not about to move back to Texas. But I appreciate what that gave me, and now. I adjust how I relate to the people in Texas or how I communicate with my family back in Texas. And it's still beautiful. So think about the same with like the alone time that we had. But when we got married, we got pregnant 4 months into marriage. So
y'all playing no games.
We were playing around.
No games.
So I miss my wife. I miss my we just don't have time for nothing. It's like
Triplet.
Kids up, chasing them. Then we exhausted at the end of the day. It's time to go to bed.
Yeah, I see your feed. It is exhausting looking at it.
Yeah, man. We see me and my wife. We did everything together.
Mm-hmm. You did.
We traveled the world,
Business.
like all through business. Like so, we were always together. So some of that has like kind of just 3 people in the middle of that. So for me, yeah, I would like to get to the point where you are, where it's like they grow up a little bit. And you get some of that back, just some of that time back when we can go out of town somewhere or we can go on a date. We ain't been on a date at night. Like I don't even know what my headlights look like. In the car, I'm in the house at dark. I don't even know what they look like.
We just went on our first date, maybe 2 months ago, and it was because a friend, Arian, invited us out to do an event, and we couldn't say no to her. Right, certain people you just can't say no to, and we didn't know where to wear our mask. We had down. I was like, "What do I do? What do I do with my mask? Do I eat? Do I talk to people? What do I?"
Are we handshaking?
And I thoroughly enjoyed it. But we also had the advantage because y'all did this in a coordinated, even way. Your children are around the same age, 16, 5, and 5 months. Right, my mom's always throwing shade. She'd be like, "Oh, you have 2 kids and a grandson, right?" So you check in like you done now, So So our oldest daughter could babysit, right? And
That's
we
a
have
good
a
thing.
huge village that live close to us. Our cousin lives literally up the street.
I'm jealous.
We just call it like, bam, come through, right?
have that.
jealous.
Come check nephew, right?
Yeah.
So yes, I enjoy that. All right, so let me ask you this. When it comes to making men happy, let's go back to your single days just for a second, right? Because I did a show, y'all had an opportunity to kind of check a little bit where it was two women talking about dating, right? What was the biggest, and thinking about modern day men, right? What was the biggest challenge you had in finding a wife? And by the way, both of y'all have phenomenal wives, right? They're talented, they're attractive, and they're talented, and they know how to run a house, and they also know how to step in. And there are times when both of y'all have to stand back and watch your wife move, right?
Sure.
They're
Absolutely.
talented,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
What was the biggest adjustment y'all had to make, single to married?
Time. I needed to spend more time, not just with myself, but pouring into somebody else. So because you asked two questions there. Like, what was the change?
You know what?
What was the change?
Hold on.
for this?
Let me pivot a bit based on that. Right?
Okay.
How did you? I'm gonna show a clip of Russell Wilson. All right? I'm gonna show a clip of Russell Wilson where he had a pickup line for Sierra.
Okay.
All right, and I want to find out how you guys got your wife, right? Because you're doing some magic. I don't know how you did it. But I want y'all to watch this clip, and then I want to find out how you got what you said to woo your phenomenally talented wives. So I'm sure you're still paying. All right, let's watch this clip.
We desire in your significant other. Characteristics like
I would say, for me, trust, communication, and faith are probably the three that work for me. I
You
say
sure you're not
that-
married?
right. That's how he answered this
dropping
question.
jewels like a
every
married
time.
man.
I say that only because the physical part, like that's kind of a given.
Table stakes?
'Cause
Yeah.
That's your initial
Yeah.
attraction to the person anyway. But
So you're talking about going
those
deeper.
for me, like those three things, like I gotta have. Now she's gotta be intelligent. She's got to, have. I gotta enjoy being around her, like
Yeah.
as a person. But those are probably the three things that I look for, like somebody I can trust, somebody I can communicate with, and somebody I can share my faith.
Question: as the single guys here, do we have too many characteristics or attributes that we need to check off to make someone our girl? Do you think you have that?
It's three too many.
No.
Okay. All right. So that wasn't a clip. They're gonna show the clip in a second. But let's go with that for a second, right? So when you were dating, did you have criteria in finding a wife?
Oh, 100%.
All right. What were y'all looking for? I want to hear this.
100%. I think the biggest thing for me was, so there was the young me, and then there was the older me.
Okay.
Young me was like, I think I was just looking for women. I'm being honest, women.
That boy had that net.
Right.
Women.
Right.
Just
right.
women.
Yeah.
It's like,
right.
I'm talking about young me, like the young me in the car with the music up, windows down, AC blowing. Young me. Older me was looking for stability. Now, stability is a big word because I'm not talking about her being financial stable or I'm talking about mind state. So for me, the biggest thing that I wanted was a woman that brought me peace. I'm talking about, because it was when I was younger, it was so much drama, so much like headaches and just drama. And I didn't want that in the series of life that I was in. I wanted somebody who made me feel like peaceful. Like I just like, and my wife, she gave me that feeling. The moment I met her, it was a calming feeling of
just her presence.
It was her we sat next to each other, and it was like an energy, and I'm like, what is that? It was like a magnet. You know how you turn the magnets inside out?
Yeah.
Propels away. I'm like, is that you know, so she had like an energy, and every time I talked to her, I felt peaceful. I didn't feel like she was trying anything. I didn't feel like she had game. I didn't feel like she had ulterior motives. I felt like she was legitimately intentional about who she was, what she wanted, and for me, it was just like a peace and a state of mind. Like, okay, I don't have to play games with this woman. She is who she says she is. She's on purpose. I'm on purpose. We can meet in the middle.
Man, that's powerful.
Peace.
I think every man read between the line in what you say.
Yes.
Eric, what about you?
Just I would say the same. When younger me, I had too many things I was looking for, and that was my downfall because I was pretty much like trying to play God. I was trying to build a woman, and if she wasn't what I had, then I would try and do all I can to kind of force her to fit into this mold. But I got to a place where I realized like how toxic and damaging that was, trying to control and build a woman. So I've had to kind of like drop all expectations and let God be God. And there was a few like non-negotiables, which she had to be fine.
Okay,
my wife,
a fact. That's understated for every man.
Without a
right.
doubt, you got to be fine. She had to have a genuine relationship with Christ. That had to be something that was real, and also someone who valued family and like you with peace, bringing me peace. And those were the things that pretty much I looked for, and everything else you pretty much kind of grow around from, because I understand that in my household I had 5 other brothers and sisters, and we all had the same mom and daddy. Well, not same mom and dad, but we hit under the same roof. But we all are completely different people. So in terms of like expecting her to be a certain type of way, I understood how to like mesh with different personalities. So knowing that she's different, we're able to kind of finesse and work with each other. So I found a nice little balance with who I'm with, and knowing that those are just personalities, and I can't control who she is. I have to let God develop her.
That's real.
And do what she need, and let Him do what He needs to do. And of course, I have to be in tune with Him and lead as I'm supposed to lead.
What led to that peace of mind that you needed stability, and then you needed to just let her flow and be? I mean, how did y'all come into that level of awareness? Was it something that happened? Was it prayer? Was it the last argument you had?
Mine stemmed from the relationship that I was in before, and I was, when you're in the first phase of dating, you dating a representative. You not who that person really is, and I knew shortly after that God was saying that you need to let this go, but because I was like hard-headed and trying to like force it to fit, eventually got to a point to where God made it extremely uncomfortable in that situation, and I had to get out of it, and I had to get to a point to where I had to listen to the voice of God more than myself, and drop all of what I had and let God be God and lead in those situations, as opposed to me trying to do that.
That's real, Jack.
Heartbreak. Heartbreak. I was married before, and we were trying to have children. And my then wife came home one day and said, I don't want to be married to you anymore. Because I can't have what I want to have, which is children, I don't want to come home and be reminded of what I can't have every single day by looking at you. Cut me to the core as a man.
I think I would have run and jumped out the window.
I fell into a deep, we don't talk about this a lot, but I fell into a depression, didn't cut my hair, didn't, when I had hair.
I was going to let that slide.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
It's a little sad story.
It's okay. Same thing. Bald head crew. So I was in this dark space. Didn't know who I was. Didn't understand where I was going. I was just drifting, and I had no sense of direction. And for me, it was this calming idea and presence of God, but also purpose that said, you're bigger than this, you're better than this. And this happened over time. It wasn't like one day thing. But I didn't want myself to be in that situation or predicament anymore. So I said that I was going to be intentional about my relationships. Not that I wasn't intentional about her, but it was the simple fact that I don't think we were in alignment. And I was looking for somebody who I was in alignment with. Because if you're in alignment, then that peace should just be easy. And for me, it was about purpose, progress, and peace. And I think that was, but yeah, man, heartbreak.
No, I get it.
Heartbreak set me on the right path. For some, it may not. Some men go on a bad trajectory. I ain't gonna say that I was always on a good trajectory. I was trying to hold my way through healing for a second, but
You slid that in there.
I like that.
it took time. It took time for me
Body
to understand.
therapy
process.
Yeah. But then yeah, man, intentional.
I get it.
Seriously intentional.
I get it. When you said that, it made me think about a moment. You talk about, because we get damaged too. A lot of times, think about women, but we don't really expect to be heartbroken, right? We expect to do the heartbreaking, right? And I remember the first time I got into an argument with Mecca, right? I was like, oh, here the real woman come. I know it's too great to be true. Trauma response. I stood just like this up against the stove, right? I was like, I'm gonna be cold as ice, boy. The caterer's gonna come back, right? Yeah. I was like, go ahead and say your piece, right? I was ready, right? I was ready to say, see, right? And she got finished expressing herself. And I said, you done? She said, yeah. And she came towards me and gave me a hug. And I was stiff, man. I didn't know what to trust. And I was like, that's how you express your feelings? That's as bad as you get? Oh, man, that ain't nothing. I'll do it.
Like, she's the one.
I was so used to getting chopped up.
Yeah,
I was so used to getting carved up that I had built up this stone wall. Yeah. Right, that I'm not gonna show. You can't hurt a feeling I don't have.
Right,
I had already started freezing that thing. Right, so that was the stability, the emotional stability is under duress. Who are you?
That's big. That's big because you don't know who she is until she shows you that. Like when something bad happens, now you know exactly who she is.
I don't think
the crazy thing about it that's the crazy thing about relationships, because when you in them, you don't really know the fullness of a person until a situation brings it out of you. So you may go 10 years and it's just perfect, but you never hit a trigger that you never hit before, and you just gotta be able to.
You're like, who are you?
Right. You want to make sure you can handle it.
Yeah. You got to be able to handle that, and even in committing, I think when you think about vows, when you say for better or for worse, you can't plan for the worst. You only be planning for the. You only when you looking at your woman, you only like I expect that. You only have like great expectations, and I want this for my marriage. I want this for her. You don't ever think about the bad in the person. We only think about the good, and we don't. And those things happen when those certain situations happen, and you can't be surprised when something new happens. It's just something new that you never experienced before. So
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but I've seen some new stuff.
I've
seen some new stuff I didn't anticipate.
I've seen some new stuff.
Y'all don't have to speak on it. I want y'all to have a good Father's Day.
But you know what? But I think age brings that, and time.
Yeah,
age and time
and pressure
pressure.
Yeah, and
when things changes happen. I'm like, who are you? What happened to, hey.
Yeah,
you know what?
The last big argument we had, I didn't even feel bad. I was like, you're acting so crazy right now. I'm not apologizing. What happened? Right, this is hormonal. For real, I was like, really, this is something hormonal. She crack or something from slid some crack in her drink, man.
Get her some chocolate.
It was like, what in the world? In the world? Oh man, that's funny. This is a quick question, so we talked about it. How do you make up? What role do you feel like men play when it comes to making up after a disagreement? Because the studies show 67% of the time, couples disagree. They just open cabinets, save, spend, more kids, less kids. They disagree 2/3 of the time. All right? So that doesn't ruin relationships. It's how you disagree over that 1/3, right? How do y'all make up? Whose role do what?
You hungry?
That's yours?
Nah, I'm kidding.
If I said that, that works for you?
Nah, I'm just kidding. That works. Not work. You hungry?
What you mean?
I'm basic.
hungry.
I can eat.
I think that for whatever reason, I'm first. Mm-hmm. I think I'm quick to apologize because if it lingers, it's a problem.
Okay.
So we never go to bed mad at each other. If we had an argument, we get like. Okay, wait. Okay. Let me preface it like this. We may go to bed, we may be mad, but we're gonna apologize first.
Okay,
You may hold on to it, but we're not like we may not say it to each other but we haven't fully let it go. Mm-hmm. So I think that, but it seems like I'm always apologizing first.
Me too, man.
Like it seems like because if I don't apologize first, she gonna have attitude. She gonna be in the mood. She gonna walk around. It's gonna be tension in the air.
Riding in the car like this.
Something. So I feel like I gotta say something. Otherwise, it's gonna be on me, and I'm gonna be the one that's just gonna have to suffer the consequences.
So Jack, y'all try not to go to bed. You try to control the temperature in the household.
Yes.
Eric, what about you? You said, nah, we go to bed,
Huh?
man.
Yeah, we definitely go to bed bad sometimes. Don't touch me tonight. She be like, don't touch me tonight. Nah, but I think so. Just like you, I feel like it's on me to kind of apologize or make things sweet. But a lot of times, if I feel like or I know that I may be right about something, I just don't say anything at all, and I let time progress. And trust that God will speak and give her some type of peace about it.
How much time though?
Huh?
How much time?
About it ain't going over no 3 days or so. I think within like a couple of days.
Okay.
It'll be then settled. So I think I give time, and for me, and I think it's something that helps me too. Because if I'm upset about something, I don't want to talk at that moment because I might say something that I can't take back, and so that's me controlling my inner
That
beast.
temperance.
Yeah. So I have to remain quiet and at a place of peace so that I can get the right words to say, so that I can say exactly what I need to say and exactly like how I really feel, as opposed to saying an emotional response, because I know that I can cut and I can cut real deep, and I don't want to do that because there's some things that you can say that you're just not going to be able to take back. So if I need 2-3 days to not say anything or not talk about that specific thing in order for me to say the right thing, I'll take that time.
Yeah,
and
I think y'all represent men. You know, Jack being composed. I don't think I've ever seen you get mad.
I don't. I do, but not like that.
Yeah, your patience.
Yeah, I got a lot of patience.
Yeah.
I think I'm not gonna say I hold it in. I just brush it off. I think it's more of a. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like life goes on. This is one little argument. Get over it.
I think a lot of women respect that because you compose, you can handle that storm, right? I think that's a manly thing that I had to pick up, right? I'm probably right where you are, Eric. Probably worse, to be honest, right? Like I'm so glad I text some things. You ever text some things and then I didn't send it and I read it? I was like, dude, if this was ever in court, they'd be like, you are a maniac, right? This is straight maniacal.
I got in my notes app, I don't want to open up my notes because sometimes I'll be typing stuff and I'll be like, all right, I'm going to send that. Then I'll be like, sit out. I ain't going to send that.
Yeah, it's to sound awful.
Yeah.
But I cannot not go to bed mad if I'm mad. I just don't have it in me. So we have the same thing as just like time.
Yeah.
Time, but I don't apologize.
You don't apologize?
I don't apologize except 50%. But I came out of a relationship where I had to apologize 100% of the time. And it worked against me. I built a behavior. I built a pattern that worked against me. So I remember my first date. You come from trauma. When you get mad, do you apologize? If you don't, we can't go any further. Any further. So now it takes it. You know, my wife's from Inglewood, and and y'all see the smiley, like our wife. We all see the smiley. But when she don't want to do something, she don't want to do it. So we just sit at the kitchen table looking at each other like,
my wife.
It's your turn.
My wife from the Bronx. She Dominican. I know what time.
Oh
it
yes,
is.
you do.
I know what time it is.
Yes, you do. So it is what it is, man. But we just try to, work it out. But I can tell you, we both get afraid if it goes too long that things can get off the rails. Like a lot of people say, we'll never get divorced. I ain't gonna say that. And it'd be hypocritical for me to say that, right? I fear getting divorced so much so that that anxiety kicks in. I'm like, now you sure you don't need to say something to me? I will fish for an apology. You don't feel like you did anything wrong, right? But if I'm wrong, I will come up. Mecca will know. I'll wake up in the middle of the night and be like, you know what, I was a little off.
That's good stuff.
Right there.
That's
I want to
good
let you know. Just sleep on that. So when you wake up, I was a little off on that. I should have. When you got in the car and said I'm off, I shouldn't have done like this. That was a little ditty of me. Keep it moving.
I was a little loud. I shouldn't have hollered.
Yeah, that was a little. Yeah. At the time, I thought it was justified. Anyway, all right. Y'all know, at the time, I was like, "This is right. You gotta stand up. Keep it moving, right? I don't need you. All right. Let me check the tracker. See what you
Baby, don't leave.
Nah, you're inside.
She just at Target. That's all
Yeah. Now she, you do that. They be going extra long, when they can out point you. Anyway, let me ask you this. There's this book called His Needs, Her Needs. All right.
Great book.
And it talks about the top 5 qualities of a wife according to husbands. I want to get y'all's take on this. I want to find out, y'all's order to this, if this fits the order for you, because it is rank order in what men say, and what works for you in your marriage as far as happiness. All right. Okay. Number 1 is sexual fulfillment.
That's number 1.
That's number 1.
Okay. You want to talk about each one of those? Should that be ranked number 1?
You want me to go through 5?
Yeah, go through 5.
I'll give you 5. All right, but these are ranked. All right, sexual fulfillment. Number 2, recreational companion. All right. Number 3, physical attractiveness. 4, domestic support. So how they run a home. And then 5, admiration. All right. Of those top 5, I'm looking at y'all's eyes. Any of those 5, are any of those 5 on your top 5? And if not, what's your top 5?
Say them again.
All right. Sexual fulfillment, recreational companion, so a friend, someone you can kick it and do stuff with, have fun with. 3, physical attractiveness. 4, domestic support, which is how they run a home. Everything that goes along with that. And then 5, admiration, how they look up and appreciate and admire you.
The reason I'm hesitating, because I think it changed for me.
Okay.
It literally, younger me would say sex. But older me now says admiration.
That's me.
Is really high.
That's me.
At this phase, domestic. What was that one? Domestic support. I got triplets, man, and it's like we got to be a team.
Yeah.
If we're not a team, it's not gonna work. And then the physical attraction. I want to be attracted to you, but what was number 2? Number 2.
Recreational companion.
Recreational, that's probably really high for me because we do everything together. So for us to, if I can't be your friend and you can't be my friend, it's not gonna work.
Right.
If I can't talk to you, if I can't, confide in you, it's not gonna work. So I mean,
do you want to hang with your wife?
Yeah. 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 It's like one of them situations where when I'm not with her, I want to be with her. When I am with her, I still want to be with her. So it's like, okay, so if you have a guys' night out or something, I'm the kind of guy that's like, okay, this is cool, but I want to get back home to my wife. So I'm
in the
like,
corner texting.
Or, in the corner texting or something like, what you doing? What you got on? You miss me? Like something like that. So I think at this phase of my life, sex is last.
Okay. All right.
I ain't got the energy. I ain't got the time. I'm like, that's probably last.
That's last. Okay, so Philip, what about you, Eric?
I would say I'm kind of in line with you. I would say sex is dead last, but I know if that admiration and there's not a level of peace that I have, then the desire for sex wouldn't really be there because I'm just pissed off. So I don't.
True.
So I would say the admiration would probably be the top joint. What was the one about the house? Domestic.
Okay. Domestic
support will be 1. I think sex would probably be about 3. With peace, I don't know if peace is a
peace wasn't on there, but it should have been on there.
Yeah, we talked about
peace. I'm gonna add peace on the top, and of course physical attraction because I gotta like what I'm looking at because I don't want to be in the house looking like, are you gonna do your hair today? Or you go, what you gonna put on some little shorts? Let's see something hanging out them shorts.
Yeah, y'all gonna have a third child. Yeah, pretty much. You know, it's interesting because I've never heard other men say that, right? And for me, sex is down there too, right? Like it's pretty low, right?
Okay.
But you know, just being transparent, because I think of another child with sex, right? They're paired together, right? And I'm like, how focused am I, right? How focused am I? Is this worth the force?
Man.
All right. So of course my wife is total opposite of that. So we have to find the middle ground. But what's interesting is you don't hear guys talk about that, right? And you think that, when it comes to a wife, sex is number one. But I've never heard a man say sex is a criteria. We just assume that's gonna be.
I think what's weird is like you said, people assume. I think most men, if you put men into a room with the finest woman who gave them, and I've experimented with this. I've had like some groups. You put them in, and you gave them the finest woman, and gave them all the sex that they want.
Okay.
2-3 weeks.
I'm trying to figure out how you experimented with this, but that's the whole.
I know that's
during
a
whole
different.
the
I knew
phase.
you was gonna pick up on that. I ain't saying it with me. I'm saying
You know somebody.
Right,
that's
right.
a whole-
You saw a
nah.
movie. You saw a movie. Go ahead. My bad, brother.
trials. Anyway, so you give them all the sex that they need, all the sex that they want, and eventually, 2 to 3 weeks down the line, they ain't gonna want it no more. It will literally phase out. So we think that's the primary focus, and it's really because when we were single, we're basically sitting in the apartment and we're trying to find ways to release. So it's a build up, and you think, okay, if I spend a weekend with somebody, I could just release all weekend. Then I got all week to work. So the build up is there, but if you there all the time, you're not gonna desire it all the time. It's just gonna fizzle out.
Yeah, it just changes. Libido changes, man. And so, it's one of the things that we had to work on was being able for me to associate intimacy with not having a child, right? That was some real work we had to do, right? Because I went years being woke. Like, she played Rihanna. She did all the things I like. I'm like, I see what you're doing, girl. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. I'm gonna always be protected. Anyway, all right. So let's transition to outside of relationships. So we focus mainly on relationships, but we're talking about what makes men happy in general. For both of you, when you think about happiness, what things come to mind as far as what makes a man happy?
I still think it's in the same area that we kind of talked about before. And the reason I'm saying that is because I know purpose for me was big. Because a man that doesn't have purpose doesn't understand the work that he's supposed to be doing, doesn't understand his worth. So for me, purpose was like really big. Like I didn't feel like I think back to when I wasn't happy until I really understood what I was here on this earth to do. And then the other part of that is the progression of that, like the progress. Am I actually making progress in doing what I was supposed to do? So that gave me peace. So the purpose, the progress led to peace.
Okay.
And I think that like outside of, doing things that I like to do, like hobbies and things like that, I mean, I think that purpose thing, man, if once I'm in the pocket, I'm feeling good.
In that destiny. What about you, Eric?
I would say I would agree and say that the purpose, because I was probably going to say being established in a career, but that's associated with purpose, because your purpose could be tied to your career, or your purpose could be separate from your career. Your career is just something that you do to support your purpose. But I would say that an identity. But in addition to those things, just relationships. I would say I'm big with relationships. So if I feel comfortable in relationships with like my friends, I feel like that I'm fulfilled in some type of capacity, because I'm not lacking in different areas. And maybe everybody's not like that, where they really care about friendships or relationships around them, but I really thrive on that because I learn so much from the people around me, and it just helps me so much. So purpose and relationships.
Yeah, that's important. That's
I
important.
mean, that's real. That's
Yeah.
real. You know, men are gonna bring this up and they're watching. What about money?
I think it's in the same lane. I think when you in the pocket and you doing what you love, I think money comes. To a certain degree. Not saying that happens for everybody, but I think that money is just like, it's an illusion. Doesn't really bring you fulfillment. Because you can have the biggest house, all the cars, and I counsel people like this. They lonely, they unhappy, but you know, your house is just 4 rooms and a bed in the middle. That's it. I watched this show. One of my favorite shows is called Alone. Y'all ever seen that?
No.
Oh my God, one of the
You
best.
get to watch TV?
Only when I'm in the bathroom.
What network?
It might be like the History Channel or something. It's like
That's a man's stuff.
It's a man.
Cable.
But it's online. I see it.
Okay,
online.
okay.
I see it online. So it's like it's a reality show. It's the ultimate reality show, because they got to film themselves. So they take like 10 people, put them in a remote place, like in the middle of nowhere, and they give you like 50 items. Like you get a hammer, an axe, a tarp, something, and you got to survive. Like
I'm already not interested in this.
I know, man. I know, but listen. So
I know Eric's tapped out too. Right?
yeah, but the person that survives the longest wins $500,000. There's people out there for weeks.
Okay, I tap
I
back
can
in.
do that.
Yeah.
I'm in there.
Yeah, so it's
I'm
people.
in there.
The one that survives the longest wins $500,000. There's
Okay.
people out there for weeks. There's some that can actually survive months. Now,
I'm back
thing
out.
is-
I'm back out.
I
You
can
stay
do
in
that.
there. I'm out.
I mean, sometimes, but it's in desolate places. You gotta eat what you kill.
Oh no.
That's it.
not
I
me.
mean, you got to survive. That's the whole thing. But what the point I'm making is, the cool part about it is you see the true human emotion of what really matters to people, and most of the time it's men. And what the people end up tapping out, they end up tapping out because they miss their family. Like you said, it's the relationship things. Like they stay surviving. They done built a little hut. They got everything they need. They got fish. But it's like, man, I miss my family. I don't care about the money.
Wow.
I don't care. I really want to be or feel loved. I don't want to be isolated out here by myself.
Interesting.
And that's what, for me, I'm like, money is cool, but if you're not surrounded by the right people and the right things, it's irrelevant.
Yeah, that's true. What about you, Eric? You said you could tap back in.
I was no. So just to add what you just said about the money, I think money matters, but when you're in your purpose, I think your purpose kind of dictates your need for how much money you have. How much money you need. So if I'm just I don't know, I don't want to try and degrade nobody's profession or whatever, but if I'm just like an average person,
right,
and I know that I'm comfortable working a department store job or something like that, or maybe I don't even know how to really express it, but if I don't have like a desire to be like a multimillionaire, or if I'm not, if my heart isn't like in real estate or investing in things like that, for the most part, if my purpose was to, I don't know, drive buses or teach at a school, then because I know that that's my purpose, I'm not really trying to chase millions of dollars. The amount of money that I need is going to come, and I'm not a millionaire now, but for where I am now, the amount of money that I have, it fits my purpose. So I'm content with the money that I have because it fits my purpose. Now, if my purpose becomes greater, then of course I'll probably desire more, or the desire for more money will come. But as far as like where I am, I feel like my desire for money matches where I am.
That makes sense. You know, probably my biggest money regret is that I trained myself, unfortunately, to trade time for money. Right? And I'm having to work my way out of that, right? Like I know how to get money, more time, right?
Yeah.
And now, just being transparent, having a 16-year-old daughter, it's come to my realization that she's gonna be gone in 2 years.
Soon.
And matter of fact, she's semi-gone now because volleyball practice. Soon she'll be driving on her own, getting ready to get to friends. Getting ready to go to a college summer program. Stuff we forget, right? Right. She already know I'm pull up on her though, right? All right. So
with the quickness.
I realized I don't want to have to work. So one of the things that I've had to adjust in talking to both of y'all, right, is change shifts of not doing it and having both economies, time and money. What were you gonna say, Jack?
I think it mattered, like, to what you and Eric were saying. I think the nucleus of that, though, is the woman you choose.
Right.
It's for a man, because if the woman you choose is like, I need more, ultimately something inside of us says we gotta go get more.
Right. That's true.
It's just the way we're wired. But if she's gonna push you to do more or challenge you to do more, because that's the level and standard that she raises to. If it's a woman who is content, like, I dated a woman before, she didn't have no house, she didn't have a car, she lived wherever she wanted to live in the world. You know what I mean? Like,
so she was well to do.
Yeah, man. She was no. she didn't have.
Oh, she was couch surfing. I wasn't sure if you said
no,
not
couch surfing. No, she
driver or something.
She was living in like hostels and you know, I'm talking about like the backpacking type chick.
Oh, she's
right?
a different type.
Where you find her? No, I'm sorry.
But literally, like, she was living like, I mean, you got to think we in like one of the richest countries in the world.
That's real. That's real.
It's people that live on $2.50 a day.
That's true.
So the rest of the world, you can live very, very modestly if you wanted to. So the places that she was going, the things that she was doing, she just didn't need much. So for me, like, money wasn't a big thing for her. Experience, time, like, adventure. That was something that, so I think it really depends on the type of woman you get.
Yeah. I mean, that's real. That's real. I mean, and same thing for me is, it's realizing that I can go get it, but I don't want to sacrifice family. I don't want to sacrifice rest. I told Mecca I want to be like the guy that I don't even like dogs. I'm sorry. For those who love dogs, okay, I used to. I don't love dogs anymore, right? I don't love dogs. So, but I want to be the guy that walks his dog Thursday at 2:00 and be like, what you have up for the day? Nothing. Nothing. I want the option to work. I want the option to work, but I also know that I'll probably work for the rest of my life because I can wake up and think of ideas, things that I want to do. I just don't want to have to trade my time when I want to do something else.
I agree with
so
that.
that's what I'm deprogramming myself.
I like that.
All right, so let's talk about
Just raise your prices.
which I have. I have, and what finally hit, because Jack has been hammering that forever, and I was like, bruh. $10,000. Or you want me $10,000?
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
All right. But then I started realizing, you know what got it? When they booked someone that wasn't as good as me and he got more. And I was like, that's it. And you know what I do? You talking about the value of a wife? I don't negotiate. My wife will get every blood penny out of you. That's right.
The beautiful thing.
I will straight up just be like, you know what? My line is, let's just split the difference. That's right.
Meet in the middle.
Mecca splits no differences.
Hey, man.
She was like, the goal is to get the most cash. I looked at this speaker last year.
Yeah.
You ain't Emmett Smith, but you 1/5 of Emmett Smith, right? You 1/5.
You deserve
you,
it.
you 1/5. So anyway, so I let her do the negotiating because I'm sometimes a nice guy.
That's
But
good
when you
teamwork.
take, also when I take too low, I have an attitude. I do it, but like, yeah, you just gonna get the basic. You gonna get the basic.
Man. Money makes you show up and eat better.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this Men's Mental Health Week, a month rather, right? What is the biggest stressor as a man? Like, as a man, because
I can tell you that.
And the reason I'm telling you this is that I talk to young brothers all the time, right? And they think that based on our Instagrams and who they see us as, that we have it all figured out, right? And I was telling them we don't have it all figured out.
Yeah.
Pick a different month and there's something else going on.
Straight up.
What's the biggest stressor for you guys? All right, what has been the biggest stressor?
I think it's exactly what you just said. Not knowing the answers. I think it's so much pressure for men to know. Like, I think it's like this barometer or something that says that men are supposed to know what to do. Like I think I do a good job with my wife. I told her, I promised her I provide, problem solve, protect, and pray for you. But that problem solving thing, sometimes I don't know what to do. It was an instance where we had an incident. One of my daughters locked herself in the room. Problem is, a room is, I couldn't bust down the door because she was on the door. So I didn't have a key to the door like I should have had because we just moved into the house and I was supposed to get a key to the door. Couldn't call the fire department because they too far away. Ain't no telling what she would have done if she was in there. She could have hurt herself, all those different things. The only way in that room was we had a Romeo Juliet balcony that is 25 feet up. I had to go get a ladder. The ladder's only 14 feet. I'm 6 feet, 6'2". I had to reach. Now, Eric been doing pull-ups. I ain't been doing.
It would have been. What you call it? What you call it? It's the karate stuff where they jumping on walls.
Parkour.
Yeah, man, parkouring up there.
So I'm looking at myself. I'm like, man, I gotta pull myself up. I don't have any support, but I'm gonna do this for my daughter. I didn't have any answers or the solutions. It was just the man in me that said this has to happen. I felt inadequate for doing that because I didn't have a solution. I didn't solve the problem the way it should have been. Because I literally could have failed and hurt myself very, very bad. And then where would my family be? So for me, it's like having to have the answers because women want us to lead.
Yeah,
they want us to well, what do we do? Like, or it's on you. Not to say that it's always like that, but there's still this pressure.
No, we get it. At the end of the day, we believe pressure. It's on us too.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, I just not knowing and being vulnerable enough to say, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I say it.
Can we even say it?
I say it quietly to myself.
Right.
But I don't think I can say it to her.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever said that. I've always said, give me a minute.
Let me think about it.
Let me think about it. I didn't even know I had permission to say that.
We try to come up with solutions, man. Know. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, man, that sometimes is stressful.
Yeah. Ooh, that's deep. Eric, what about you?
Yeah, I would say that the problem solving and the weight of the responsibility that we have and two different people, although the responsibilities may be different, I think the weight that men carry is all like similar. So we all have 3 different lives, but I'm sure the pressure and the weight that we feel each day to make the right decisions for not only ourselves but our family and our kids, that if we all share in that load. And I think just that weight of responsibility and having to, knowing that at the end of the day, it's not, you can't blame your kids for anything that happens. You can't blame your wife for anything that happens. You can't blame your parents for raising you a certain type of way. The weight of responsibility just seems like it falls on us. So that I think that's that toughest thing.
For me, I wouldn't say problem solving is up there. Maybe it's the same thing. For me, it's managing all of the needs
of everybody.
Of everyone. It's Dr. Tartt. It's Minister Tartt. It's Daddy 3 different ways, and then Baby. Some days I just want to be Alduan. I'm real. Like, let me come in with Baby. He ain't here, right? But then you feel guilty. Like, I built this family. I created this family, right? I chose to marry this woman.
Came from you.
These are all your decisions,
right? Like how do I manage my me time without ignoring my family and the people that need me? That's the biggest stressor. For me,
I feel
so it's almost like guilt.
It's the line between I get to do what I want to do sometimes too, right? And well, you probably should read to your daughter. She just asked you to read her book, man, bruh. Do you really need to watch ESPN?
When we be putting Haley to sleep, sometimes she'd be like, lay with me, and sometimes I'll be like, I don't want to lay with you tonight. I'm leaving, and I don't got to leave to do nothing important. I just want to leave to get to me. But it's like, she just want me for 5 minutes. or less.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but just that selfish, that part of me that just like, man, I just want me.
Just for a little bit.
Just for a little bit. But
Just a little bit.
I think you have to ask for
she's
it.
my daughter.
I know, but y'all are both more composed than I am. My family knows that I will, I guess, deteriorate if I don't get enough time. Things will get snappy. I just be like, well, Alduan, what? How can you not read the book on your own? Right? Just be like, do you need me for everything? Did you Google it? Right? Oh, you know what? That's not how I go off. I really go. I don't know y'all gonna relate. You know, I go off when they do something minor, and then I just have a hissy fit. How many chargers do I buy for everyone in this house? But you have to go get my charger. I can't have nothing. Someone bring my charger to me right now, or it's gonna be hell to pay in this house.
That's hilarious.
Don't bring me your charger. Bring me my personalized charger, and then they're looking at me like, "Bruh, you wigging out over a charger."
Look, we just got new phones, and last night as I was charging my phone, I went and got a black Sharpie. I said, Mate, I'm coloring the edge of this Sharpie black, so you know this mine. Don't touch my charger.
Hilarious.
Everything belongs to them, right? Like food. Like our oldest daughter, 16, you know, she eats like a teenage boy.
Man.
Right? The other day I was like, oh, let me get some ice cream. And she was like, and I wouldn't. She had a nerve for like 2 scoops. Right? And she was, and then when I went to go get it, she was like, but Dad, I wanted some ice cream. I got so mad I went to the store and got my own ice cream. Got my own and put it in the outside freezer. Right? Outside freezer.
She probably gonna get.
And then the youngest one found it.
That's why I was
right.
gonna say,
It's just like, you just
somebody
can't have
had
nothing.
to.
But anyway, we have to have our time. All right, last question, because we're talking about mental health. What advice would you give to the younger you? And I don't mean like younger, like super young, but like just even could be days ago. What you've learned as far as taking care of yourself. All right, because a lot of times, men, we don't believe that we should open up. We should believe we should suck it up with a bigger straw. Right? Mm-hmm. This is manhood. You just endure. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. You just look with steel determination, and you stressed inside, but you look cool, calm, and collected, and keep it moving. But we know that doesn't work. Yeah. What advice would you give to you at your lowest point that men can relate to?
I'm gonna let you go first, Eric.
I would. I don't know. I want to say mine would still be along the lines of suck it up, but I would say that it gets better. Like, give yourself grace because it gets better.
Do you say that? Like, how does one give himself grace?
Like, I don't expect perfection out of myself anymore. Mm-hmm. Now, there's some times where I find myself trying to perform to be perfect, but then I just remind myself that it's cool. Like, it is what it is. Nobody living has lived before. So it's like everybody's experimenting through life. We're all trying to figure it out. People in their 70s, 80s, they're still trying to figure it out. They've been living longer than so long. So it's like, give yourself room to grow and know that you'll never really be at a place where you feel like, where you'll feel like you accomplished it all, because there will always be something that will challenge you in your life, and that will change, and you will that you will change the way you feel about things now. Like when we were answering some of the questions, we talked about younger me was like this, and older me is like this. Like we will eventually change. Like it gets better, and how you see things will shift. You don't have to like stay in the state that you feel right now. If you're feeling defeated, or if you're feeling like the weight of the world is on you, or you don't have any of the answers. But if you just keep going, it's going to eventually get better.
That's a good word, Eric. All right, what about you, Jack?
Trust the process.
Mm-hmm.
Trust the process.
What does that mean?
So for me, I felt like when I was younger, I was always trying to jump ahead. Like, I would look at people and I would say, I'm better than him. Like, I'm more put together than him. And then I would go and try to do what that person was doing without doing the steps that person actually did to get to where he was.
Wow.
And for me, it was more, I felt like I was trying to like jump or leap and like versus just taking. And then when I look back, I look at the steps that I was taking. I was like, you had these steps to get to where you are. You just weren't trusting the process. And I think that in hindsight, it's like this rearview mirror that says, if I had to do it differently, I wouldn't have fretted so much about I'm not where I feel like I should be. And I would beat myself up about that. Like I just felt like I wasn't.
I can relate.
I wasn't where I should. And it's almost, see, we ain't had Instagram and social media back then, but now like it's worse.
We would have been messed up.
I would have been. I'd have been.
Right.
I feel bad for these kids now because you seeing other people doing things and you're hoping for that. I didn't see all of that, but I saw what was in front of me and I wanted some of those things, but I just needed to walk the process and take the steps to actually build what I wanted to build and grow how I needed to grow. And I think that was like for me at my lowest point because I couldn't see a way out. I was like in a deep dark abyss, and I'm like,
Come on.
There's not a man that didn't understand what you're
it's
talking
not.
about.
It's not. It wasn't a ladder. It wasn't a rope. It was just like, how am I gonna get out of this?
Come on.
Did anyone know that either one of y'all were going through it when you were going through it, when you didn't have the answers? Did anyone know, or did y'all smile through it? What did y'all do?
I think I talked through it. I was bashing. I was hurt. I was bashing. So I mean, I think I talked a lot. I had a good circle. Friends knew I was kind of going through it. It got so bad that a group of my friends all flew in to stay at my house for a week.
Like an intervention.
It was like, yeah, that's what it was. It literally intervention. Like, we need to know that you're okay. But you know, I was still smiling the way through it, but I just couldn't see where I was supposed. Like, I couldn't see the steps. And I think for me that trust in the process, and it was like, I felt like God was laughing at me at the time. Like, you thought, like, so it was, I couldn't trust that process. And I think as a man, and now I know how to take the steps to actually like build something.
Yeah. So
right?
you relied on wise counsel, other men. I think a lot of men need to hear that.
It was other men and, you know, men telling me, hey man, it's gonna be all right. But you know what was funny? I couldn't find the type of counsel I needed. I couldn't find, like, I went to this is a funny story, I don't know how much time we got, but I was searching for counseling, and I went to a counselor, I went to a group counseling thing. It was like a relationship recovery thing, right? It was white people in there, and I'm like, I'm telling them, I'm like, they're like, well, tell us how you feel, Jack. And I'm like, I just want to shake her. And they're like, whoa, hey, buddy, you're so violent. And I'm like, no, man, I ain't saying I want to shake her, but I mean, it's how I feel. So I couldn't get the help that I wanted. So I ended up creating a group for men. I created a group of men, and it started, it was like 4 guys, 4 turned into 12, 12 turned into 30. And then like one day somebody came in and said, man, how much we got to pay for this? I was like, pay. It's a good idea.
Don't worry about it.
I was like, I didn't even think about it.
So I get it. So you created the help that you need. What about you, Eric?
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know that, and I would even say to this day, I feel like I'm breaking away from it. But a lot of times when I'm in something, I'm just kind of silent about what it is that I'm in. So a lot through the years, whenever I was at my lowest, I wasn't transparent in my lowest with people or bringing people in that space to kind of help or coach me out of or love me out of the places that I was in. Because sometimes it's like a lot of embarrassment and shame that you feel about some of your low places in life. Like, I shouldn't be dealing with this. I shouldn't be addicted to this. I shouldn't be doing this. And it's like, who do I talk to that will not see me differently or won't talk about me in a different type of way? And I think for me, and maybe other men probably feel the same way too, but I know for me that level of embarrassment and shame that I have about certain points that I feel like are low points in my life, it causes me to be silent. But one of the things I'm being reminded of now, or that I'm and practicing now is that, you know what, you don't have to be ashamed of like where you are or any place, because
Not at all.
Because we all had that place.
yeah.
We all had that same look.
Yeah.
And I think with social media, you think everyone has it figured out, right?
Yeah.
And I think that like Jack, I got to the point I talked too. I was like, I'm one of those guys. Like, tell me what I'm supposed to do with this,
Got to.
right? Because I couldn't. You ever gone to bed trying to figure it out and you wake up and you're in the same spot? Man, that was like debilitating to the point to me. So I was like, I'm gonna at least go ask. And I admit I had to be nudged.
Yeah.
Right? I had to be nudged.
Yeah.
And when I sat down and I'm thinking about a particular mentor, Reverend Hobbs, about some things, and he just like shared some things with me, right? And then fixed the problem in like 2 minutes.
Just like that.
Just like that. I had direction.
You sitting there struggling by yourself in isolation.
But it was pride. It was like, I'm
yeah.
supposed to, because we have this idea of, first of all, how we want people to see us, and then who we are, and it's always a divide, right? It's a divide.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was like, well, if I open up, then they won't think that I have it all together, right?
Yep.
Right?
Problem solving.
But then you stay in it. But I was like, do I want to be here, or do I want to stay here?
Yeah.
Right? And just opening up. But I think that I've also had trust in relationships, right? Like I can talk to my dad. I can talk to my granddad when he was living. I can talk to my brother, right? Especially my brother, right? I've called my brother for some low places, right?
Okay.
Where like 30 days later, he was like, "So you want to tell me what happened?" Like the first 30 days was no conversation, and he was like, "You we need to have a conversation about why I had to pick you up from somewhere, right?" And then the situation looked weird when I pulled up. I pulled up, I buffed up, I did what I need to do. But you look like you was in the wrong. We need to talk.
Do I need to get some bail money ready?
What is going on, brother? What is it? Are you okay? So I'd rather, so opening up. So I appreciate y'all. All right. What do y'all, as we wrap up, what do y'all have next? What's next for you? What do the people who want to do business with you, that want to connect with you, what do they need to know that you're working on? Let us know.
Yeah, Goodman.tv. We are launching late this summer, where it's going to have some really great opportunities for people to actually be able to interact and connect with each other. We're building a community of men who are looking to date and to be with good women. So if you're a good woman, come on aboard. If you're a good man, come on aboard. But we have literally thousands in our database. And we're about to launch this again. I'm excited about it. So it's like, it's Goodman.tv.
Yeah, so thank you. What about you, Eric?
Two things. I do video production, so if you need video production in any capacity, holla at your boy. You can reach me at on Instagram at ebatesfilms, or I am Eric Bates. That's one thing. The second thing is, which you alluded to in the beginning about the spiritual community with church planting. One of the things that God has placed on my heart, and that's been on my heart for a long time, is pastoring. And right now I'm in the phase of building a spiritual community, and we will start. How we'll start doing that is through fasting and praying. So starting July 6th through the 7th, each month we're going to do 3-day fasts, and we're going to be building a spiritual community with that. One thing that I've realized that with the body of Christ is that we don't pray enough, and that's our access to heaven. We can't get to heaven by just we can't work our way into heaven. We can't work our way into the ear of God. We have to pray, and also we have to fast. There are certain things that we can't overcome or conquer if we don't add that added component of fast. And a lot of people don't understand the importance of the two. So throughout. As long as God tells me to, every month we're going to be doing a 3-day fast. So in order to get information on that or get plugged in with that, go to ebatesministries.org/3-day fast, and you can submit your name and email, and we'll be giving you communications on when the fast will be happening, the details of the fast, and all kind of information that's going to help you throughout the fast. It's going to be challenging because it's going to be a 3-day liquid fast, but the dedication in it is going to get you the results that you need, and it's also just going to bring heaven down to earth. So
I'm with it, brother. I was gonna crack a joke like, okay, I'm out when you said liquid, but I've done the liquid fast before because it has
3 days.
It has to challenge you, right? Because I've fasted before and it wasn't challenging because I've been doing it. But the liquid fast, that would definitely challenge me, right? To rely on God. And we need fasting as men to have self-discipline. We have to say no. I asked him, you never say no to yourself? You never practice saying no? And then Tracy Ellis Ross walked by, you practice, you're going to be in trouble, right? Or impatience. So I appreciate you doing that, man. I appreciate both of you, what you're doing with relationships, which you know is front and center, and then what you're doing with the body of Christ in a different way, moving a different way, because of traditional church, they're just having a shift. And so you're shifting. Brothers all can relate with fasting on the health front. So we appreciate you.
For sure.
And I will, Mecca's going to see this, so we'll be part of that fast whether I want to or not.
There it is.
Right? So yeah, no dinner will be cooked. Aren't you on a fast? Right? Aren't you on a fast? So you can be, what did Eric say?
What
You
did he
said
say?
juice? Did you say water? Why you drinking juice? All right?
Water.
So I appreciate it. So water fast. So I appreciate y'all, man. All right?
I'm gonna let y'all.
You can hop in it too.
Yeah, you can hop on in for a day.
Yeah.
We call his wife. She'll be in it.
We
She
will.
should be in it to win it. Right. So
Blitz.
yeah, so it's all good. You can put some fruit in there the first day. We can graduate them or something. But I'm just talking all this noise, and I might have to be talked off. I might have to shut my Instagram story off. Like, how you at Chick-fil-A? Are you fasting, right?
I saw you.
The cute water, brother. Cute water. So appreciate y'all for coming on Heart to Heart
Thank
with
you.
Dr.
Thank you for
Tartt.
having
Man, I
Thank
appreciate y'all calling. I appreciate the kind of men that you are and giving men, real godly men, real strong men, real alpha men. I don't even like using that term. You know, I will be the first one out at that outdoor thing though, because I don't want air conditioning. I'll be like, yeah, ain't no shame in my game. All right, what's the point of this with CPN? Right? Who am I trying to impress? I'm already married with children.
I'm good.
My own mind would
It's
undo me.
500,000.
Yeah, my own mind would undo me, right? I just be
Okay.
like, let me rob Jack and Eric and I can get 500,000. Right? Or something stupid. Like, let me day trade, right? Day trade one time, just go in, right? So thank y'all for coming. If y'all enjoyed this edition of Heart to Heart with Dr. Tartt, share it with someone else. Excited today you saw, two godly men that joined me in talking about what makes men happy for Father's Day. But this translates further to Father's Day. It translates to life and being able to ask for help, being able to admit that, men, we don't have all the answers. And it's a lot of pressure
Straight
to
up.
be a man. It's a lot of pressure to be in a relationship, to be married, to have children, wherever you are. And it's okay to say you're not okay and seek wise counsel, right? And so thank you all for joining us. Thank you for enjoying another edition of Heart to Heart with Dr. Tartt.